In this installment, we're going to be going over the NBA picks for Wednesday, January 21st. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D. I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for our NBA picks for NBA January 21st. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetChefD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 10.3 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 20K, and we're well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you are subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so you grow to a much broader audience. All right, now for our Tuesday, January 20th pick video, we went 4 and 3. First three picks just missed slightly there. Then we went on an absolute run and finished strong with the last 4 plays. Lakers, Raptors, cast and crew, Heat came through as well. As you can see, our tickets, we got on to the Bulls a little bit later. That was a live play. We cashed on that one right there, Bulls and Heat. Cashed in on Raptors and Heat as well. And then I told you guys in the video I said Utah Jazz. All right, I saw it coming. Got on that plus 588 and that cash as well. Even threw a boost on it. So very solid plays for a Tuesday night. We're going to go into this Wednesday night, try to get a full sweep. That's the energy we're bringing here. If you want more of these type of plays, more of these wins, you got to click that link provided down below. You're going to get full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. All right, first game up here in the Spectrum Center, Charlotte Hornets 16 and 27 going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers 24 and 20. Looking at the odds for this one, Cavaliers are road favorites minus 155. Come back at the Hornets at a plus 125. Total is at 237.5. Spread is at 2.5. Now, looking at the public bet percentage, 71% of the bet, 78% of the money towards Cleveland. For the total, 81%, 83% of the money towards the over 237.5. And then we have the spread here, split down the middle, 50% going towards Charlotte, but the money here, 51% of the money coming in on the Cavaliers to cover it by 51.99%. All right, now this matchup right here, these two teams have already played 2 times already. Let me double check. Yeah, 2 times already. First one went to Charlotte, and that was in OT. That was another high scoring environment, 230 points. And then we had the second game in Cleveland. That was 271 points in that one there. So big performances in both of these games. Both high totals here in this current one right now is set at 237. So almost in the middle a little bit. I know 271 is egregious, but they did that without overtime. That one, that was really, really impressive to see in that one. Both of these teams are playing solid basketball. Charlotte Hornets are turning the corner. Their youth is really playing much better basketball. Brandon Miller, if we're looking at their starting 5 here, Brandon Miller has stepped it up. Con Knipple has been super consistent, and LaMelo Ball is on one right now. That performance that he had in LA was impressive. They still have Miles Bridges. Don't forget about that as well. So this is a starting 5 that is young but very formidable. Cleveland Cavaliers without Darius Garland in this game, and they're missing their 2 3-point shooters in Sam Merrill and Max Strus. All right, but Jalen Tyson definitely has stepped up onto the scene, and they have another knockdown shooter on that starting 5. All right, so if everyone's pretty healthy, this could be a scary team. Cleveland has been very inconsistent. Charlotte started out rough at the beginning of the season and playing much better basketball now. Now, this is the Hornets at home. I think that the value is going to be on them. If you can still get a plus 3.5, it was that earlier. Right now on ESPN, it's at 2.5. If you can get a plus 3.5, I'm going to be on the side of the Hornets at home in this particular game. For the over-under, I'm going to lean towards the over in this one as well. I do think that this is another high-scoring environment. Threes should be falling a lot in this game. In Madison Square Garden, we have the New York Knicks going up against the Brooklyn Nets. Knicks 25 and 18, Nets 12 and 29. Looking at the odds for this one, Knicks are minus 625 on a money line. Come back at the Nets at a plus 450. Total at 220.5. Spread at 12.5. Public bet percentage here, 90% of the bets, 81% of the money on the side of the Knicks. And for the total, 84% of the bets, 81% of the money towards the over. For the spread, 56% of the bets, 64% of the money towards the Knicks to cover this number. Now, this is obviously in-state battle, borough battle here, Brooklyn versus Manhattan here, and they're in MSG in this particular game. So far, the season series has gone to the Knicks 134-98 and 113-100. This is the third matchup. All right, third game, and you already lost to a team twice. That's when things start to go. You know what? Things might be closer than what what you expect. Similar to that game yesterday with the Jazz. I told you guys the Jazz had a shot here. It's that third game. You already lost to a team twice. All right, you gotta zig when they zag. All right, it's not a slam spot. But the thing about the Knicks is two things. Number one, these teams that win the NBA Cup, the second half of the season is usually horrible, absolutely horrible. And they've been well under 500 after they won that NBA Cup. They have been going down the drain. This team here, similar situation to the Milwaukee Bucks last year. You see the Milwaukee Bucks, they beat the OKC Thunder last year, and after that, their season and team went downhill. They had Damian Lillard on that team. That team went straight down after that win. All right, same thing is happening with the New York Knicks. Number two situation, there is a ton of turmoil right now about this Knicks team. There's already a report talking about how they have not fully bought into Mike Brown and his system. Maybe that was fine at the first half of the year, and that's why they won that NBA Cup. But right now, there's a lot of question marks after they hit this losing streak. Things and players are getting questioned. Definitely play has gone down. The intensity has lessened as well. You went from Tom Thibodeau, who's very strict, to Mike Brown. That's a stark difference here, and we're seeing a much worse New York Knicks team right now. They're in a 4-game losing streak, and that can continue with this ball rolling here with the losing. All right, and then you expect me to take the 12.5. I get it, the Nets are well above under 500, but this is a rivalry game here, and the value is all on the Brooklyn Nets. I think they can take advantage of the New York Knicks and their struggles right now. Give me the plus 12.5. We're getting Michael Porter Jr., we're getting Cam Thomas, so we have some scoring threat and punch here going up against this New York Knicks team. Top play, Nets plus 12.5, and if I'm going towards the total, I'm going to go over 220.5. In this one here, we have the Brooklyn Nets, who are 26 in defensive rating. Nets as well as 21st in defensive rating. I get it. The pace is slower with the Brooklyn Nets in this game, but the offensive ratings makes me go towards the over. All right, offensive rating for the Nets is high at 119. Nets at below, but they tend to, because they're their defense, most of these games go over that 220 total with the Brooklyn Nets. So main play plus 12.5 Nets, secondary play over 220.5. In TD Garden here, we have the Boston Celtics 26-16 going up against the Indiana Pacers 10-34. Looking at the odds here, Celtics at home minus 475, comeback of the Pacers at a plus 360, total at 225.5, spread at 10.5. Public bet percentage, 89% of the bets, 75% of the money on Boston. For the total, 83% of the bets and 82% of the money on the over 225. And for the spread, 64% of the bets, 60% of the money towards the Celtics to cover the 10.5. All right. Matchup here in this one, they've already played 3 times, I think. No, 3 times. First one went to Boston, second one went to Boston, and the third one went to the Pacers, 98-96 in that one. Majority of these games have gone towards the under. 2 out of 3 have gone towards the under. We have another high total at 225. That's going to be one of my main leans right now with the total. And if we're looking at the starting lineup, let me see if we got any injuries. Brown has been upgraded to probable. He's going to be back in the forefront here. Pacers, they've been playing a little bit better basketball as they continue to get healthier and healthier. If you're looking at their stretch, the last 5 games, they won 2 out of the last 5. Tough opponents here against Detroit, Toronto, Boston, who they already beat last week, and then they played tough against Philly and then fell apart in that fourth quarter, but still, scoring is kind of their issue. All right, definitely scoring is kind of their issue. That one game against the Pelicans, they put up 127. That's because the Pelicans are one of the worst defensive teams in the league. All right, Boston, on the other hand, struggling just as much as the Pacers, winning 2 out of the last 5 games as well. And then one of those losses is against the Pacers. So this game in Boston, I'm gonna have to lean with the points here. Pacers playing better basketball. I'm seeing a low total as well. That's going to help towards taking the underdog in the spread. So give me the plus 10.5 with the Pacers, and then secondary play under 225.5. In FedEx Forum here, we have the Memphis Grizzlies 18-23, Atlanta Hawks 20-25. Looking at the odds for this one, Grizzlies minus 120, money line for the Hawks at plus 100, total at 239.5, spread is at a 1.5. So this game is pretty much a pick'em if we're looking at it. Here with the odds, public bet percentage, 66% of the bets and money towards Memphis. For the total, 75% of the bets, 77% of the money towards the over 239.5. And for the spread, 68% of the bets, 58% of the money towards Memphis in this game. All right, now these two teams coming in here, Hawks on a 4-game losing streak here. Obviously, they traded away Trae Young, got back McCollum. They haven't gelled as of right now. Definitely some question marks here in their losses. They lost to Milwaukee, Boston, Portland, and LA in 4 straight games. I'm not sure this is the spot for them to bounce back in as well. Memphis, on the other hand, they had that back-to-back overseas in Orlando, in London and in Germany. That was the other game. So this is their first game back officially home since the 11th on the Sunday. So definitely this could be much needed home cooking. A lot of turmoil with the Ja Morant thing. Ja Morant will be able to play in this game. He's going to play in this one if we're looking at their starting 5. This is the same starting 5 as the last game against Memphis. For Atlanta, no Porzingis and no Risa Shear. All right, so defensively is usually the issue for the Atlanta Hawks. All right, in this one here, for the total, I'm going to be going towards the over. We have a high total at 239.5. I think it goes over. We have 2 of the higher pace teams in the league. Memphis is top 10, and the Hawks is the number 2nd pace team in the league. All right, so they're going to be running and gunning, going up and down this score here. Like the over 239.5. Main play here, give me the Memphis Grizzlies on a money line. I think that's going to bode well for Memphis to put up points against this Hawks team in defense. If we're looking at defensive rating, Memphis is the team. Let's see, that is right above. They're right in the middle between both each other, 13th and 14th in defensive rating. But I think that the Hawks it's the pace that really leans toward a lot of fast break points. And I think that the Grizzlies are the better fast break team when we have Ja Morant on the court. All right, so Ja Morant is going to be what we're leaning on. Memphis on the money line, main play, secondary play over 239.5. In Smoothie King Center here, we have the New Orleans Pelicans 10-35 going against the Detroit Pistons 31-10. Full game odds here, minus 425 for the road favored Pistons. Comeback of the Pelicans at a plus 320. Total at 233.5, and spread is at 9.5. Public bet percentage here, 89% of the bets, 83% of the money all over Detroit. For the total, 82% of the bets and money towards the over 233.5, and for the Pistons, 56% of the bets and money towards them to cover this 9.5 total. All right, the reason why it's at a 9.5 and not much bigger, because this obviously is one of the worst teams in the league with the Pelicans. We have a big Q tag on Cade Cunningham. All right, Cade Cunningham is still a game time decision in this one. We're waiting to see if he's going to officially go. Either way, in this particular situation, let's see, there's a whole starting 5. Yeah, it's just Cade Cunningham, and we got a Q tag on Karis LeVert. On the other side, Pelicans, we got a Q tag on Zion Williamson. So that's a big loss there if he's not able to go. But definitely be very patient in this one. All in all, I think that the defensive upside here with that the Detroit Pistons, period. all right, is going to be huge in this one, especially that second unit. This is the number 2 defensive rated team in the league, and it's really the bench that comes on in the forefront. Guys like Jaden Ivey, Roland Holland are big boosts off the bench here that really shuts down offenses when they go to their second unit. All right, so I still like the Detroit Pistons in here, and I still think they cover this number with or without Cade Cunningham. So give me the Pistons minus 9.5, and give me the team total over for the Pistons against the worst defensive rated team in the league in the New Orleans Pelicans. In Fiserv form here, we have the Milwaukee Bucks 18-24 going up against the OKC Thunder 36-8. Current odds for this one: Thunder minus 600. Comeback of the Bucks at a plus 425. Total at 224.5. Spread is at 11.5. Public bet percentage here: 88% of the bets, 85% of the money on the Thunder to win. For the total, 92% of the bets, 93% of the money towards the over, 224.5. And for the spread, 67% of the bets, 78% of the money towards the Thunder to cover this number at 11.5. This particular matchup here is a huge mismatch, especially if we're looking at key injuries. Yeah, on the Thunder side, Caruso's out, and we have Jalen Williams on IR. If we get the better look right here, this is still a very formidable team. Obviously, SGA, Chet Holmgren is going to be the 1-2 punch here. Milwaukee, we're getting that Miles Turner is out of this game, and Kevin Porter. All right, Kevin Porter was a huge boost to the team and their second leading scorer as well, right behind Giannis Antetokounmpo. But they're going to be without both of those guys, so those are big question marks here. I like Kevin Porter's guard play, and then Miles Turner, losing him is definitely going to hurt this team as well. I think this is a huge mismatch here. I'm going to put Thunder minus 9.5. I don't want to be playing around. They win by 10 and you lose by a point. That's nerve-wracking. So Thunder minus 9.5 is the main play. Secondary play would be team total over for the Thunder as well. I think they take full advantage of this Milwaukee Bucks defense. This team has been horrible this year, and I think they destroy him in this spot. All right, so playing it safe, Thunder minus 9.5. Secondary play, Thunder team total over is going to be secondary play. In Golden One Center here, we have the Sacramento Kings 12-32 going up against the Toronto Raptors 26-19. Looking at the odds for this one, Raptors on the road, second game of back-to-back for both teams here. Minus 220, comeback of the Kings at a plus 180. Total at 227.5, and spread is at 5.5. Public bet percentage here: 76% of the bets, 72% of the money towards the Toronto Raptors. For the total, 89% of the bets, 90% of the money towards the over 227.5. And for the spread, 48% of the bets, 58% of the money on the side of Sacramento to cover this number. All right, very interesting spot here. I told you guys it's the second game of back-to-back for both teams, and both of these teams are league worst on with no rest. 2-5 for the Kings and 2-6 for the Toronto Raptors off of no rest against the spread. All right, so that's where the big conundrum is. We're having a big high-scoring game coming from Emmanuel Quickly, who had 40 points last night. Definitely a bright spot to see there. Toronto winning against Golden State, but losing 3 out of the last 5 games. And then on the Sacramento side, they had that hot run and then hit a little bit of a snag against Portland and Miami in back-to-back losses. So that's going to be the big question mark here. Right now, let me see the over/under with no rest. Let me just double check that. Over/under, no rest. Hopefully we can find a little bit of an edge here, because technically the Kings are one of the worst defenses in the league, and that's a good thing here. Sacramento 5-2 towards the over, a 71% chance of that cashing. Toronto is going to be lower because they're in a very slow pace. So it's complete opposites converging here. Toronto is 1-7 against the under in that one. That's an 87% cash rate there. So that's going to be the factor here. What defense steps up the most? And defensively, the Toronto Raptors are number 8 in the league. In this particular environment, we have a slow-paced team in Toronto as well. Offensive rating, if we're looking at that, we have Sacramento offensive rating 27th in the league, and we have Toronto at 22nd. So a lot of these factors, a lot of these plays are leaning towards the under. Very, very very odd to see that. You expect the other way around here, take advantage of the Kings defense, but we have two slow-paced teams, we have a dominant defensive team, and then you have two teams that score at the bottom 5 rate in the league as well. So under 227.5 is the main play. It's going to be my main play in this one, going against the grain. And that for the spread, I can't trust the Raptors to cover this full number. I would have to lean towards the Kings plus 5.5. All right. Both of these teams struggle in second game and back-to-back. But I think that's going to be poor shooting, a lot of rebound opportunities here, and I like a slow-paced under game. So under 227 the main play, secondary play, Kings plus 5.5. That's going to be our breakdown for the Wednesday slate. Let me know in that comment section down below if you agree or disagree. We could definitely debate about that one. If you guys want to sign up for the Patreon, click on the link provided down below. You're going to get full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes up 24/7. This is your boy Chef D. I'll be back very soon, and peace out.